Okay. So, yep, my mic's good. All right. So, good afternoon. Welcome to Music Scrap, the musical scrapper, for an impromptu Friday stream since it got pulled away on a minor emergency yesterday. Well, we didn't know how minor it was going to end up being, but all is good. I just had to spend some time with Sam. So, I'm just showing some napkins I got at Dollarama today. One of our dollar stores here in Canada. And if you're watching on the recording on YouTube or Ustream, I don't edit my live streams before I upload them to Ustream to YouTube. So fast forward through the boring parts if you want. So these ones were $1.25, and there's 24 of the little napkins in this. Oh, see, that's kind of cool. It's there we go. See, it's got a nice plank wooden background on it, so that's cool. Thank you, Sophia. Well, it was funny because my silly, it was taking a while for it to accept the recording when I stopped the recording. It was taking a while to process, to go back to the normal screen, and I was sitting there, and so then I was waiting for it to go back to the normal screen, and then I clicked, obviously, in the vicinity of the stop broadcast button, but my ride was waiting outside for me because he arrived early, and so I was like, oh, anyway. Oh, welcome back, Kathy. So, really, Jillian? Well, they always have more of them in the summer, I guess, because they think people are going to have more parties or something. This is another dinner style napkin, the long, narrower ones. Oh, look at that! It's got the beans on the panel. All right, so this is kind of like the fruit one. So it has the coffee, and then it's got panels with the beans on them. That's cool texture for a... You guys left the coffee ones? No problem, Kathy. Hey, Janet. Hey, well, we can always share. Did you get the fruit ones and the lupins? Besides the lupins, there was some with some nice purple flowers. Another set of purple flowers that they might have been mums, or I don't know plants. I do happen to know lupins because my yard was infected with 100,000 of them when I first had my house. Oh, you got the London ones? Yeah, I left behind the London one because I thought, well, I could see doing one London page, but see, the thing I like about these ones is this one. I got this in both sizes. I got it in the large size and I got it in the small size because I thought even if I didn't want to keep using the coffee part, I could use the words in collages, right? On pages or cards or whatever. I can use the backgrounds. So that's why I got both sides. Yeah. Plus they're neutral, like they're gray with really nice, lovely script. Like the script is really nice on the background of these. The script is really pretty. So that was why I got these ones. I won't bother opening these because this will be the same, only it's just a bigger size. So napkins galore today. I'm going to throw those over there so I can put them in my napkin box. Alrighty. So here we go. Going to continue where I left off yesterday, and I'm going to replace a few of these because I muffed them up yesterday because I didn't remember to dry them before. So I'm going to stream for a while, and then Debbie's going to come on and she's going to stream. And if while Debbie's streaming, the girls from Maryland come on, she's going to leave and come back. So we're going to try and keep you guys occupied so you kind of forget that, you know, you're not there in Maryland having fun with all of them. Well, no, it's Kathy, what happened was I didn't dry them in between working on the next square. So the minute I started adding water to the next square, the wet watercolor flowed right in. These watercolors flow very nicely. So, yeah. Yep, a marathon streamathon. You stream marathon, I should say. Or a streamathon, yep. Whichever way you want to call it. By the way, I am going to organize a New Year's Eve streamathon again this year. There likely won't be big prizes like there was 2 years ago, because I'm not going to be that fancy. I'm just going to try to organize people to stream for an hour within the time, the half hour before and half hour after each midnight hour. And if we can find people to stream in their own time zone, good. If not, someone will stream, you know, because there are some time zones that we don't have anybody living in that time zone. But we will get someone to cover that slot anyway from somewhere else in the world, and we will say Happy New Year all the way through the time zone, all the way around the world. Hey, Debbie! Yay! Okay, good, Carrie. Cool. Well, exactly. We don't need fancy. We just need some fun. So I'm going to get it out there right now so that people, you know, if they get an invitation to somewhere they don't really want to go, they can say they're busy because they know we're going to do a streamathon that night. So we can be the excuse for someone not going somewhere they don't want to go for New Year's Eve. Ha ha! So, last year we didn't get to do it because Jen was going to plan it, and then lots of things came up that messed with her being able to do it, and then it was too late for me to get it going. So I thought, oh, I'm going to do it this year. Jen and I planned it a couple of years ago, and well, Janet's all about the fancy, especially when it comes to her UPS delivery men, but that's too bad, you know. Oh, so where the heck did I put my apron? Oh, I see it. I've got to grab my apron because these inks can stain, and I have a nice white top on that I don't want to add to my art pile because it's a tank top and can't replace it this time of year around here, so Judy, that's a good one. Oh, that's funny. Okay, hold on. Alright, so for these, I'm actually just using, I was going to do part wet on wet and part wet on dry, but I'm not. I'm just doing wet on dry. But I am going to do a picture with them that I printed off on watercolor paper, and then I'll test the wet on wet versus wet on dry idea. Okay. Alright, I need a new, I got some napkins here from I should not have left that in the water yesterday. Oh dear. Alright. Alright, so I need to brush my yellow. Hold on. One moment, please. My brushes fell over. Everything fell over. I don't know what's going on here today. Just a moment. My short arms won't let me pick up my... One moment. Come on. It's a round bottle. There we go. Okay. Okay. Let's get this over where I can reach at my box of watercolors. Let's get that out of the way. There. Oh, phew. Alright, so let's put out a couple more drops of each color here. Oh, I don't need that much of yellow because I'm not done of yellow. Oh, Jean. Oh, well. Let's just say this watercolor is going to last a good long time. Oh, no, that went on my face. Yeesh. When I closed it, it sprayed and it went on my face. I know it did because I felt it land. Okay, then blue. Then magenta. Yeah, I know. You're all laughing at me getting red paint on my face. Yeah. Very funny. Turquoise. The turquoise is very pretty. Purple. Orange. And this is a perfect palette for these because there's 10 holes and I've got 10 colors plus silver and gold, but and green. No, ha ha ha, Terry. Of course, it says, you know, they do wash out with water, but be careful because some colors do stain. So, yes, it'll wash out with water, but eventually is the important word. So, yesterday, before I had to leave, I did get to the point where I did all my pure colors. Now I'm working on the combinations. But I need to I need to redo these squares up here, so it doesn't take much. I barely dipped my brush in that yellow. Now I'm going to dip a little bit more because I need to pick up a little more than that to give the full rich color there. Alright, so now well, the one time I left the house with paint on my face and I didn't know it was on my nose. And my cousin and her daughter told me after we ordered at Subway and sat down to eat. Then they go, "Oh, Jean, by the way, you have green paint on your nose." I'm like, really? Thank you guys so much for sharing. After I'm standing there ordering. I got my 3-section water bucket here that I use for my watercolors. One's for cleaning water, one's for second cleaning water, and then the third section's for clean water when I'm painting water. All right, so now this one is red. Look how rich that red color is. Red plus yellow. Dumb fruit fly. Okay. And then this one is yellow. Plus red. Uh-oh, someone's... Have you guys lost me or something? Someone seems to be tweeting me a lot. Am I still here? Oh. Oh, it's Dee Dee. Uh-oh. Okay. Okay, no problem. Hi, Dee Dee. Yes, I am Sassy Pants. Sassy Pants. Okay, and I'm going to show you how well this liquid watercolor picks up too. I'm going to dry my brush. I'm going to make it what they call a thirsty brush. I am not a pro. I am learning how to do watercolor, folks. So I am only transferring information that I've learned from watching Steve Mitchell, Mind of Watercolor, and some other people. Angela Fair is another good watercolor teacher. She's a Canadian, lives in BC. So I am picking up that excess water there with my thirsty brush. There we go. Now I can dry it. Hi, Kalina. Nice to see you. I'm just working on my watercolor swatch. Like, I mean, these are not even, these are not artist grade watercolor, I guess, technically. They're Sargent art, which I always thought were just, you know, like Crayola level. I don't know, but these are like yummy. Lots and lots of color in these liquid watercolors. The instructions say that you can mix them up to 4 parts water with 1 part of the watercolor. All right, and so then this other one is the yellow plus blue. So I'm going to do the yellow plus blue because this one was blue plus yellow. I think. So I'll do yellow. This is on Fabriano hot press 200 pound watercolor paper. Or not 200 pound, 200 GSM I think. Yeah, 200 GSM. I know, Terry, aren't they nice? Yeah, Christy, Angela is a really great watercolor teacher. Exactly, Sophia, you can mix. Now, these are just the 2 mixes, right? These are just the mixes by mixing 2 of the colors. Too hard to do a chart mixing 3, but these are your start off colors, right? Oh, yeah, before this dries, I want to add my blue. Blue. That makes pretty, very pretty marine teal blue there, or marine teal green. Very nice. Very nice color. take up a little bit of the excess. Yeah, these are the true colors, and then I'm mixing on either side. Hey, Carol TMT. Hello, hello, hello. Oh, I forgot to. Oh, it probably tweeted on my own, did it? Yeah, it tweets automatically after 2 minutes, I think, of being online, which is nice. That's a new feature. Oh. Exactly, Sophia. So this is yellow mixed with brown, and you can see the difference from the straight brown to that yellow mixed with brown. It's a much warmer brown there when you mix the brown with the yellow. The black, you can see you get a nice olive when you mix the brown with the black with the yellow. You get a really nice olive green. Okay. Ten colors. Yellow, red, blue, magenta, turquoise, purple, oops, orange, green, brown, and black. And you can see the black, when you use the black light, it's not just a gray, it's a Payne's gray when you use it light. See there? It's a really pretty gray. So it's not really a dull black. I like it. Sometimes the blacks in watercolor pans are really a dull black. They're not bright at all, but I find this one's not too bad. So, okay. Alright, so now I'm following along here with my red. So I'm going to do reds mixed with each color here. So I'm going to do the red first in each of these, and then this way I'm going to do the color first. Okay, so. Alright, so red. What did I say? These ones I'm doing the red. I don't know if it's going to make any difference, but Cass said it could make a difference. But I'm doing wet to wet mixes, so I'm not sure if it'll make a difference when you're doing wet to wet mixes instead of layering onto a dry color. But we shall see. Okay, so red to blue. 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 Oh, look at that nice. Oh, look at that purple. Ooh, that is a yummy purple. Look at that purple. Oh, look how rich that purple is. You guys aren't even seeing it because let me take a little bit of the. It's kind of dark here today. Let me. It's cloudy, so we're not getting any. It's a real royal purple. Let me fix the color just a little bit for you guys. Let me let a little bit of light in here. There we go. That's a little better. Now here, let's see if we get any different by using the blue first. See if it changes at all. Blue. Mixed with red. Yeah, Kathy, should I do one? Although it's changing now. Should I do one as like a dry mix and see the difference? I'm asking the pro here with Kathy. Maybe I should do this triangle layering dry, and then this one do is layering over wet. Even though I'm changing in the middle, it doesn't matter to me. I'm just trying to see the colors. I just want it to play. Real nice, like navy blue, purple, night sky kind of purple. Okay, all right, Kathy, that's what I'll do. All right, so what I'm going to do then, so I'm going to do my red all the way across here and dry it. Okay, that's what you were talking about last night. Okay, so I'm going to do my red all the way across here and dry it. So if you're watching this on recording, I just got the advice from one of my viewers on how to do this differently so I get more of a wide perspective of how I can use the colors. Which she was trying to tell me last night, but I was too dense to get what she meant. Yeah, sorry, Kathy, I meant Cass. Cass, Kathy. That's why I call you Kathy B. Kathy B. Or else they ran into a whole pile of rabbits. You don't usually shoot rabbits anyway. You snare rabbits. Or they do in Nova Scotia anyway. But of course I don't live in hillbilly country, so. Oh. I may have to take a potty people break before too long. Actually, I think I'm gonna do all of these while I'm thinking of this. So now I'm going to do that same thing with the blue. Go all the way across the blue colors. Blue. Yes, I still have a couple of dang fruit flies. They keep reappearing every time I get rid of them. Guess I'm eating too many berries. Okay, Debbie. Oh gosh, Christy, how scary that must have been. Shot through her window of her college dorm room. Wow. Okay, and then we have Alright, so let's do these ones while I wait. Okay, so red and adding magenta on top. So this is layering the magenta on top of the red. Now, if I do magenta wet, and add red, which I don't have enough of. So that's mixing while wet. Get a different, so let me see if I can, so there's the magenta adding over top of the red, and then that's mixing the red and magenta while dark. Oh shoot, Jean, and it's not even in the red spot. Oh, let's see if I can clean it. It's red, so it's probably going to stain some. Get a clean piece of my, wet it, dab it, wet it, dab it. This is how you erase watercolor. Wet it, dab it, wet it, dab it. those two squares. Hi, Benny. So it just makes it a much richer fuchsia instead of a magenta when you add that red. It's a little brighter when you do it as a mix. So next is adding turquoise, layering the turquoise over the red. We're not going to get all of the colors layered because obviously as you go over you, but anyway. Blue, magenta, turquoise. Make sure I get the right color here. So let's layer the turquoise over the red and see what we get. Obviously a version of purple. So now I'm going to add the turquoise. And then I'll do the red while the turquoise is wet. Since I still have some turquoise on my brush. So an even richer purple than the blue and the red. So there's quite a bit of difference in this, doing the wet mix and doing the turquoise over the, I'll show you. So right underneath the green is the turquoise layered over the red that was already dry. And here is the turquoise and red mixed wet. You get much more of a purple when you do it wet. They used to be on Amazon.com because that's where Eileen ordered them. But they must have sold out or something because... And they've gone up at Amazon.ca, so... They've gone up by like $13 since I bought them. I paid $63 for the 10 8-ounce bottles. 63 Canadian. Okay. So now I'm going to do purple on top of the red. What did I miss? Oh, I missed the red and magenta. I'll have to go back and do that. I forgot the wet red and magenta mix. So red. And magenta. I need more red again. And of course, depends on how much you mix there too. Really want to add a little more magenta back into that. I put too much red then. Get a really nice fuchsia with the red and magenta. Actually, once I dry this, I'm going to do I'm going to go around my diagonal original colors. See, now that fuchsia's not dry there yet, I add too much. You can see that now that that's even more dry, you can see the bigger difference there with the turquoise and red in that second square. And then the red and the turquoise over dry. So there it is over dry. And there it is over when you mixed it wet. Of course, this is not scientific because I'm not measuring one drop of each color, yada, yada, yada. So there's no scientific. I'm going to go around these original color with my thicker Bic marker here. So they stand out as the pure color without any mix. And I'm going to have to be careful not to be dripping my water. As I go to my water bucket, because it seems I am doing that. Well, exactly, Judy. You can always go back and get more. They are going to last a long time, even the 1 ounce. They're going to last quite a while for you. There's lots of color in that bottle, let me tell you. That was wet. Just so the eye more quickly picks up the pure, unmixed color. Carrie. Ah, dear. Okay. Oh. I did something wrong here. I'm gonna have to cut out another square. Where did my little strip go? Where did my strip go of extra watercolor paper? Where did it go? Hello? Hello, little strip. Got these silly little... Right. Got this thin one. Or I can cut off. No, I don't want to... No, that's right. Oh, no. That's just... And that's just copy paper. Oh, wait a minute. Oh, there it is. Found it! Yeah, because I did something wrong, because this is supposed to be magenta and blue wet mix. Somehow, it looks like it got red on it instead. Okie dokie. Well, it's not bad for a cat, Carrie, because if it was my kitties, they'd still be hiding from you. Took 14 years for my cats not to hide from my cousin, and she's the one who feeds them every time I'm gone away. Exactly. Oops, that's a has to get trimmed off a smidge here. There, fix the mistake. All right. So, like I said, I need to do my, so here's my blue and my, there, yeah, so there's my blue and my magenta mixed. So, I need to do that. Magenta layered over the blue. Right here. With magenta. Oh yeah, I was doing the red, wasn't I? I should stick with the red, or I'm going to get all mixed up in what I'm doing. Okay, hold on. I was doing the red. I don't want to get mixed up. So I did red with turquoise. I did turquoise with red. So now I'm going to do my purple with the red. Purple with my red. So this is a layered over dry red. Let's me use a little more here. Okay. And purple with red here in a wet mix. So let's do red. With purple. All right, I need to dry. Oh, no, I just turned it over. It's a little dry on the other side still. There we go. And purple. So this makes like a more purpley kind of magenta, I guess, or a violet color. Oh, Patty! Hello, Patty, perfectly Patty. The purple's fairly translucent, so there doesn't seem to be as much of a difference in the color. Although it's a little more dull when you mix it wet on wet. Seems to be a little more vibrant when you mix it over the dry red because the red stays vibrant. So I'll show you up close there. You can see that there's the purple over the dry red. And there's the purple and red mixed. So it's a little bit more vibrant when you do it over the dry red. Well, that's my take on the color, I should say. Yeah, she does Peta Hewitt does wonderful YouTube videos. Shows you how to use pencil crayons and all your different medium in coloring books and art and whatever. Did I get those dry? Yep. Okay, so now I'm going to do orange over my... Uh-oh. One moment, please. Now, what happened there? I think my purple and my orange got spilled together, did they? Let me see. Did they get mixed together? Yes, they did. It's a really pretty mixture, but... Okay, I'm going to have to clean this up. Somehow the purple got... It's actually a really pretty mixture, but... Must have bumped it with my arm. Figures. Klutz-o me. This is the reason I don't own any acrylic inks. Because exactly the same thing would happen. I knew it was not looking vibrant enough. Hello, Lori. Nice to see you. I'm just doing a happy stream here. Keep people from forgetting that they're not in Baltimore with all the other people having fun. So Carrie was on, and then Barb, and now I'm on, and then Debbie's going to come on after me. So we're just keeping people occupied. So now I'm going orange onto the already dry red. These are my Sargent Art Watercolor magic. That's such a pretty orange. A very pretty orange. So now I'm going to do the orange. Oh, I did not dry my brush there in between, so I got pretty watery orange. And my red. Very pretty. A very pretty orange. Those two are very similar. Layering dry and layering wet. Mixing wet, I should say. It's a nice rich orange. Very pretty orange. Okay, so now I'm going to layer green over the red. Let's see what kind of brown I'm going to get with this. It's probably going to be a pretty brown. It's going to be prettier than if you do it with acrylics. Let's just say that. Because of the transparency, you're going to get a little more vibrancy in your mixtures of watercolors. So green. And let's do the wet mix. This is likely one that's going to make a difference here. I'm predicting that the color will be quite different in the wet to wet mixture than the layering one. All right, let's dry them and see. What did I do the wrong color? I didn't do the wrong color. Green and red. Green and red. Uh-oh. Sherry, what trouble are you causing now? Are you causing trouble? Thank you, Judy. Oh, they're picking on you. Oh, well, that's fine then. That's fine as long as it's you, not me. It's a very nice chocolatey brown, actually. It's not as pretty. It's more of a, when you do it over the red, it's more of a hunter green. See there, when you do it dry, it's more of a hunter green. But here, when you do it wet, it's a real chocolate brown. So that's interesting. All right, so now I'm doing brown over the red. Look at me. Baby wipe time. Hey, Donna. Nice to see you. I'm just working with my liquid watercolors. I am charting my new Sargent Art Watercolor Magic liquid watercolors. Very fun. Since I'm really loving watercolors these days, I am really gonna have fun playing with these. And I would love to find a really good price on some watercolor brushes to use. Actually, I have some cheap, but not 10, watercolor brushes that I would love to use, but okay. There, it's a little better. So I can go add some soap. Okay, so down here are the ones that are traced in the darker black line are the original colors, and now I'm doing dry and wet mixes. Okay, so now, yeah, brown, right. Brown, I'm doing brown. All right, so brown over the already dried red. Should give me a close to black color. And it is almost a little purpley black though. And here I'm going to have the brown. And mix the red while the brown is wet. Now, very nice, very nice, vibrant maroon, Indian brown. Let me take away a little bit of the water here so you can see the color better. Now, I discovered these through the Abyssinian free course that, was it Eileen linked us up to that? Or was it someone else? I can't remember. Oh no, it was Patty, I think. It was Patty that linked us up to that. So it's it's a really nice burgundy, maroon, orangey brown there. But it's almost a black when you mix it. When you add the brown on top of the red, it really goes black. But when you mix it wet, you get a nice color there. Okay. And last but not least is the black on the red. It'll be interesting to see what happens here because it's a pretty blue black that they have in this package. Yeah, I was going to say, it's giving a really nice, almost midnight black. Purpley black. Alright. And we'll do the black on its own here. It's a really pretty blue black. Very pretty black. I like it anyway. Of course, I'm not a professional watercolorer, but it's a pretty black. And that gives a really nice dark violet. Really pretty. Really pretty dark violet. I don't know if you guys can see the violet there or not, but it's very pretty. See if I can get a little more red. I'm almost out of red here. See if I can get any more red to brighten it up a little. There we go. There. Let me pick up some of the color so you can see it lighter in part of the square. Okay, I really need to use a better napkin because this is not a very absorbent napkin, so it's not picking up. There. Yeah, so here, these are the 10 original colors. Because you do yellow, yellow, red, red, right? Blue mixed with blue. So the original colors are diagonal there across the chart. I'm sorry, Mayo. Okay, so see, so now it's well, it's hard to tell because I used a little too much, but it's a pure black there on the end, but it has a bit of a purple overtone. But look at the difference here when you mix it wet. You really get a lovely purple. Deep purple. Okay, so now I'm working with my blues. So I'm going to do blue and my magenta. So blue and magenta mixed. All right, let me get a paper towel here instead of this silly napkin. I'll do a better job of sucking up the water. Alright, so now I'm going to turn this way. Alright. So I'm adding magenta to this blue square here. And it gives you a really lovely, like deep bluey purple. I have no idea what color it would be called. Oh, I shouldn't have cleaned my brush. I need to add that purple, that magenta to this square here. So now I'm going to do a mixture of magenta and blue mixed wet. And I'm going to have to add some more blue to my blue pot there. Very vibrant blue. It is 2 feet long. It's not perception. It's one of those long canvas ones for painting at an easel, a plein air one. So a real royal blue on that, adding that magenta. And I have to get out my blue because I have quite a few more squares to do with my blue. So I need to add to my blue little well here. Okay. So now I'm doing turquoise over the blue. Not a whole lot of change, just lightened it up a little bit. A little more vibrant. Oh, I did that again. I don't have to clean it in between when I go back to the square. Silly. Because it's over dry, I mean. So turquoise. Mixed with blue while wet. Probably not going to be a whole lot of difference. Oh, cool, Donna. Okay. Let me take a little bit of this up, because it'll take forever to dry. That just kind of changed it to more of a, actually a prettier blue. Prettier blue than the blue on its own, actually. Adding that turquoise into it. Cool, Donna. The kois are a very nice set. I'm drawing each one as I go because I learned last night if you don't, they're going to bleed into each other the next time you do the next square. If they touch it all, they're going to bleed and bloom because they bloom quite nicely. Yeah, so. Okay. So now purple over the blue. Purple over the blue dry. Purple. Mixed with the blue while it's wet. That's pretty. Very pretty purpley blue. I tend to like the... Although the turquoise is very pretty on its own. Green is pretty on its own, but the mixes are nice and vibrant. Right now that turquoise is dried a little more, you can see, now that turquoise and blue mixture is dried more, you can see the difference a little bit more. It's more of a, like a blue jean blue kind of color, like a gray blue. Okay, so now, this one should be fun. Orange. I'm going to turn this just a little bit. Orange with the blue. So orange going over the dry blue. Which technically should make a grayed out green, but we shall see. It is a very interesting green color. Oh, that transferred over. That's interesting. That's interesting. Let's clean that up. Probably going to end up being the same color anyway, but let's just clean it up a bit. So I'm doing orange mixed with blue. So let's do the orange first. I'm going to make sure you clean your brush in between so you don't contaminate your wells. Oh, it's very pretty, pretty deep green. Nice. Hey, Heather. Nice to see you. I am just working on my color mixing chart, my Sargent Art watercolor magic color, liquid watercolors. Now, the interesting thing with this one, over the blue, I find that over the blue, yes, it's green, but it's more on the brown side of the green, and mixed, it's staying more of the green in the mixture. Carrie, I was wondering why you were quiet. All right, now I'm going to mix the green with this blue. Uh-oh. I knocked off my paper towel. Oh, no, I didn't. It's right there. It's just getting really wet. It's getting smaller and smaller here. It's only half of a piece, so. All right, so let's mix the green over this dried blue. It's giving me a very close, it's like a pine green. Very pretty. So now I'm going down here to the green. And I'm going to mix it with the blue wet. Hope this isn't too boring for you guys, but I figured I might stop and do more later. This is a really pretty teal. Oh, hold on. I've got to soak some of this up because it's making a really pretty color here. I want to show you what the pretty, very pretty teal it's creating here. Or aqua. There. I think I'm going to quit after this row and do color something. How's that? This is getting very tedious for me as well as you guys. So I'll do these 4 more blocks here, and then I'm going to take a break and actually color an image. How's that? Yeah, it's like a peacock. It's like a peacock teal. But going over the blue dry, it's much more, right? It's quite a different color, layered than mixed. So, that's interesting. Oh. All right, so let's do 2 more squares in each row. We're going to add brown. Let's add brown to the blue. So what the black and browns give you is ways to mix and get more browns and blacks, really, because what they're going to do is shade your other colors. Hey, Jennifer. So this is a very rich green brown that I'm getting, mixing the blue with the brown. All right, and so now we're going to do the black. And the black, which is a really pretty blue black in the first place. So then going over the blue, it is, I want to make sure I don't get the brown here. And then do a wet mix of them. Oh, that's pretty. Ooh. That's a very pretty dark of the night blue there. Very pretty. I'm going to take up one side of it there so you can see. Yes, Donna, Carrie streamed before Barb streamed. All right. So that's a good start on my chart. I will continue to work on it, but I want to do a picture. So I've got this picture, and I got a new board. I bought a small board for watercoloring cards, and then I saw this size today at Dollarama, and it's bamboo, so it will take the water, and it's good size for coloring on and for watercoloring single pages. So what I did was I cut down a piece of the hot press Fabriano to 8.5 by 11, and I printed out this image. Actually, I'm going to see, will it fit this way or not? It will if I don't leave the color on the bottom, but anyway. Okay, I'll do it this way, and I'm going to put something underneath the bottom there. Oh, I know what I'll do. All right, so I'm going to tape this. There you go, Donna. Go to Carrie's blog there. She has a lot of our Ustream links listed on her blog. And I don't know what I did with my narrow painter's tape. Oh, look what I bought the other day, Carrie. Look what I found. It was at Desserts. And I wanted to order my watercolor ground so I could do watercolors in my Dilutions journal. So I ordered some of this, and they had clear duct tape. Oh, so I'm thinking jelly plate, right? Hey, Linda. Hello, Linda. Linda. I was just doing my, what the heck did I, where did I put it? Oh, it fell on the floor. Never mind. It went flying on the floor. I was working on my color chart and got bored with that, so I'm going to actually do some coloring with my Sargent Art liquid watercolors, which I almost just spilled all over each other. So, Carrie, what I was thinking with that, when I saw that transparent duct tape, I was thinking jelly prints, right? Like we do with packing tape, but then you can use it on bindings of journals. So you can make your own duct tape, right? And then use it on journal bindings. Yeah, exactly. Well, Carrie, yeah. I'll do it on one of my little tape plates or something. Just do a small sample to see what would happen. Otherwise, I might just have to paint right on it. But anyway, I just thought, hey, I'd try it, right? Okay, so alrighty. So now I'm just going to put my little, there we go. Get a bit of an angle. So let's start with, the background. And I'm going to do the background as wet on wet. So I'm going around, adding water, staying away from the leaves as much as I can. You want to have nice wet paper. Don't think you're wetting too much. You can't wet too much. It has to absorb into the paper, and then wet it again so it stays nice and wet. The watercolor will stop where the line of wet stops. Oh, actually, I'm going to go all the way down here. And it is bleeding a little bit, my ink, but I'm putting a lot of water on it, so. Sorry, I'm not looking up, but I'm trying to get this all wet. Okay, actually I'm going to stop there and then I'll turn it around because that branch goes all the way across anyway. So it's not like I have to worry about keeping this part wet. Oops. Alright, so I'm going to do turquoise for the background. Oh, I need some red. it the red that keeps spitting at me? Oh, someone doesn't like me. Turquoise is right here before the purple. So for those who may have come in late, these are the Sargent Art watercolor, liquid watercolors called Watercolor Magic. Whoops. So I could definitely squirt some water in this to dilute it more, I think. So I'm going to try that for the next section that's already started to dry. So for up here, I'm going to take my water bottle here and I'm going to spritz some water into that well, so I'm not using it as pure color. They say you can mix up to 4 times the water, 4 parts water. There we go. Look at that, still have tons of vibrant color. Probably did about 1 part water to I'll do the shading afterwards. Next layer. It will show up later. It does look very similar to you guys probably, but see, once it starts to dry, it's going to show up. It's quite a bit lighter where I added the water, right? Remember, watercolor dries quite a bit lighter than when you put it down. Although this liquid watercolor didn't seem to fade much down here when it dried. Okay. All right, and actually what I'm going to do, I think is as I go higher, I'm going to add a little more water so it gets a little lighter and lighter as I get to the top of the page. So hey, Meg. Oh no, Heather. That's not a good combo. Bad, 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 Heather. So, Sam did go to work today, my cousin's son, but he still has to wait for the wonderful kidney stone to finish its travels. But for now, he's okay until it gets to its final part of its journey. And he's got a couple of really good pain meds to take while he's waiting for that, and anti-inflammatories. Oh dear. So, but you know, he was going to work with the knowledge that I said, make sure you tell your bosses you can't be. He works at a secondhand clothing store. It's a charity clothing store. Well, I don't think it's just clothing, but anyway, they anyway, I said just tell them you can't be lifting boxes of clothes and stuff, and can't do a lot of repetitive stuff. Let them tell them to give you some office work to do or whatever, filing or poor guy. So we hung out and chatted while he was playing some pirate assassin game. Who knows what? I can't remember what he called it. Because I'm not into that kind of a game, but I can pretend. He needed the company. Susan got home from her vacation yesterday, or late last night, so. There. Alrighty, here we go. So in this part, I'm going to leave some white. So it'll be like some clouds here. I'll leave a little bit of white, or I'll pick up some if I don't leave enough. Might have to pick it up. Probably easier to pick it back up with the paper towel than to leave it. I'm not very good at leaving white space. Didn't do enough blending here. Anyway, like I said, I'll go back and add shading later with the darker blue or something. Add another layer. watercolor. Thanks, Carrie. Oh yeah, Linda does. I love Linda's jelly bean houses. Very cool. Very true to their style and the feeling and the there's a little wee bit of blue right there. Okay. So now I'm going to take a paper towel. Hi, Paws. Paws has come to visit. Baby girl. It's okay. Lay down. Lay down. That's a good girl. What are you doing? You don't usually come in when I'm streaming, huh? Oh, yes, Debbie, it was. Oh, really, Linda? Oh, nice. Nice. Good for Dan. It was lovely. Lovely portrait. So I'm just going in, adding a little bit of water. I don't want to totally go back to white. I just want to give a little texture here to make it look like clouds. Just to give a little fluffiness here. Turn it back around. I always find it easier to take the color out than to like leave it out in the first place. Well, especially since I don't want it to totally go back to white, right? So this will tell me how well it, we'll see how well it scrubs back here. Blue is sometimes a little hard to... I had so much pigment down here, it's going to be tough to pull it back a little there. Oh yeah, it is though. It's pulling back. Because that was straight pigment down below, and so I've learned my lesson. I do not need to use straight pigment color. At all. No need to use straight pigment. Thanks, Judy. Thanks, Terry. Yeah, you definitely don't. I mean, I love watercolor. I can see myself. I really like it a lot better than acrylics. I always have, even from a little kid when I saw watercolor paintings. I've always loved watercolor. And it's what I always wanted to learn how to do watercolor paintings. So when I saw these, I thought, you know what? And I'm glad I got the 8 ounce too, because especially now that I can see that even they've gone up in the week on Amazon Canada. So, all right. So now I'm going to dry this. Well, good, Donna, because I learn from online and I like to share what I learn. Now I'm going to take, oops. Let's see, what I'm going to use to do my shadowing. Maybe I'm going to add to the black. Actually, I think I might use some black. Yep, it says right on the bottle, Carrie, that you can dilute up to 4 parts water to 1 part pigment without degrading the pigment. But I'm thinking, you could even do more than 4 to 1. So they're going to last forever. Thinking of diluting them to 4 times, that gives me like 32 ounces of color, right? Oh, there you go, Lynn. Hey, Lynn, by the way, I don't think I saw you come in. So I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to find some little pots. And I saw them today at Dollarama, and I almost got them, and then I didn't. I'm going to get some little pots that I can actually dilute them in, so I don't have to keep using out of the big bottle and on a palette. Although it's nice to have the palette. I don't have to put quite so much out next time. Anyway, we'll see. Nice to see you. I'm just using my Sargent Art liquid watercolors to do a watercolor painting here. This was a free image from Dover that I printed out on hot press watercolor paper. So let's see. I think I'm going to do the flowers and the leaves before I add the shading. I'm going to come back in and do the shading at the very end, I think. So let's add some water to all of my pots here. These will make some very nice sprays, Okay, so I'm going to use yellow and orange on one of the flowers. So I want to start with yellow. Watercolor, you always start with your lightest color. So I'm going to do the yellow, I'm going to put on wet on dry, but then I'm going to add the orange on wet. Wet on wet. So do not take my watercoloring as gospel, because I'm just learning, doing what I like, what I think looks cool. Probably has nothing to do with real watercolor techniques, but anyway. Okay, Now I'm going to go into the, I'm going to clean my brush because I don't want to dilute the orange with yellow. Now I'm going to do the orange. And I'm going to drop it in onto the, and it's too much, too much, too much. Hold on, hold the fort. I think I need to take it off. I'm not having enough control. And now I have to go back in with just water and feather out this color so that it blends with the yellow. And I'm also going to go back in with some more yellow. To brighten up the yellow again. And let it, I'm just going to let it sit and let it blend. There. Like that. Okay. Now I'm going to take some red and some orange and make a darker orange mixture for the center. Need a little more red in that. And it still needs a little more. Oops! Sorry if I went black, you guys. My screen went black. My computer went to sleep. I'm going to take some just red. So I wanted a little more red. I wanted orange, but I wanted more of a red orange there. so that it's deeper than. All right, so let's dry that one. Well, I'm sure there's other. The thing is, there's the Daniel Smith has liquid watercolors, but they're so expensive. They're more expensive for 1 little ounce bottle than these are for the 8 ounces. Okay, and so I thought, hey, for my purpose, yes, they may be more light, fast, and whatever. I'm not doing commissions. I'm not doing paintings at the moment that I'm selling. So I don't have to worry about that, right? So I know that the Sargent art, I could see on this other video that they were good, so I decided to go with them. Alright, so let's look at that up close. There, you guys. Oh, Kathy, I love the Peerless. All right, this one I'm going to do fuchsia and red, I think, purple. Fuchsia and purple, or magenta, I mean, and purple. I'm going to do magenta and purple. Let me get another piece of paper towel here. That one's all wet. Okay, so magenta and purple for this one. Don't know if I added. All right, so magenta and purple. Thanks, Donna. Thank you, Patty. All right, magenta. That's this one. So Debbie, will you be ready in about a half an hour or so to start? Look at the color, even with these watered, with the watered added into them. They're still, and I mean, these aren't, I mean, I saw people working with the Daniel Smith. Granted, it was only on camera, but I don't see them being any more pigmented than these. These are just as vibrant as the Daniel Smith that I saw people working with. Now, maybe they don't flow as nice. Maybe they don't lift as nice. That I cannot comment on. Right? But, Artist Loft watercolors? Yeah. Sure they are. Okay, so now I'm going to do the purple. So it should just deepen the magenta here. And it should flow out nicely into the magenta. And I added a little too much there. See if I can pick it up. I'm going to go back and add some magenta back onto the bottom of the leaf so it will mix in then. Also blend in with the purple. And I'm going to actually go in and add a little more purple. Oh, that's pretty. And then I'm going to do a mixture of bring a little magenta, or purple I mean, and I'm just going to put in a smidge, little wee tiny bit of black in here. Maybe I need to add a little magenta too, brighten it up a little better. There we go. Maybe I should have done a lighter center on that one. Maybe I should have done a taken off some of the wet, trying to get a little more magenta back into the edges there. It's the thing with watercolor, you keep going back and you layer and you layer and you layer. Because they're transparent, you can just keep adding until you get the vibrancy that you want. I like that. Very pretty. Hey, Colleen! actually want that to dry. Okay, so let's see. What color combo should I use for this third flower, you guys? Maybe orange and red. Welcome back, Becca. Okay, so I think I'll do red. Red and orange. Thank you, Terry. Sorry, Debbie, I think I missed. Did you answer? Will you be ready in like 20 minutes to come on? I'm just going to do this flower and the leaves, and then I'm going to be done. Oh, I see a spot where I missed some blue. Whoops, went over the edge on that one. But it's watercolor, right? So okay, good. Alright, so now, along with the red, I'm going to do the orange in the middle. Just to make it a deeper, like an orangey red. So it'll be like a poppy. Oh, that's pretty. That's really pretty. I like that. I like that. Very nice. Now I need to add more red back in. It's really interesting here. When I did add the orange to the red, it's separating. And so the yellow is coming out of the orange. That's really cool. And I'm just going to leave that like that because I love that, how that's working. I love how that's working. I like it. I like it. Now, the center of Poppy is green, but a darker green, so I'm going to mix a green with my black. With just a touch of black. Well, not that little bit of a touch, a little bit more than that. All right. I like that. I think I like that one the best. Hey, Kathy. Thank you, Kathy. Thank you very much. Since you're such a pro, I take that as high compliment. So since I only have a little bit of yellow left in this well, I'm going to take some green to mix with it to make a lighter green here. And actually, I'm going to need more than that. So I'm going to have to add to my yellow. Because it got quite a few leaves. I want to have a lighter green to start with. Right, and oops. I thought that would have been lighter than that. Maybe I need to add a little more yellow. It's okay. I'm gonna, whatever's left over, I'm going to, I think I'll soak it up into baby wipes to use for collage or something. Alright, let's see what I get here. Oh, that's nice. That's a pretty green. Alright, before I continue with this, I see some places where I've missed my teal here, or my blue. So I'm going to go in and add some of my turquoise in here where I missed it. Where was the other spot? Where did I say I missed it? Right here. And right here. There. Okay. Okay. So I've made a nice slimy green here, which I really like. I've had yet to meet a green I don't like, though, so, you know. Yep. Dee Dee is a wonderful giving, sharing her talent and free. I mean, like, ugh. And even though her style's not my style, I've learned tons from her. I've learned that my style is not her style, and that's okay. Okay. Yeah, and Patty's another one. So much knowledge and talent and spunk. Yep. I found Patty on YouTube, and then I convinced her to do streaming. I said, like, oh, that's a bloom. I have to do that bloom. I almost did it green. Oh, actually, that's a bud. I thought it was a leaf till I looked a little closer. Oh, I should have used a smaller brush. It's bleeding. It's bleeding. I don't have good brush control yet, so I should have used a smaller brush for the leaves, branches especially. Too late now. Okie dokie. Alright, so what I'm going to do is I am going to show how I'm going to do the leaves here. And then I'll hand you all over to Debbie. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take some of the undiluted green. And while these are wet, simply add some color and let it bleed. Well, it's diluted with water, but not mixed, is what I should say. So, mixed. So, Debbie, post your link there so people can find you if they don't know you yet. Because Debbie's going to take over here from me. And then if the Maryland girls come on, she'll hand over to them. And then come back on if she's not finished. So that's how I'm going to finish my leaves. Just add a second color and let it bleed. And then come back in with some more of the light green like I did with the flowers. Okay? So, I will see everyone over at Debbie's. Thank you for coming. And if you're watching on the recording, thank you very much.